Okay, so let's dive into these sources. We've got some interesting material here about something new, something specific happening in higher education audio.
That's right. We're looking at the launch of a conference. And the interesting thing is, it seems to have come directly from the higher ed community itself.
Right, like they were asking for it.
Exactly. A dedicated space, just for talking about podcasting and digital media within colleges and universities. Our sources say this event is really filling that gap.
Okay, so for this deep dive, let's try and pull out the key details. What's the story behind this first ever event, and why should we pay attention?
Well, first things first, the name. The sources call it the inaugural Higher Ed PodCon.
HigherEd PodCon. Okay, catchy enough. And the basics, where, when?
It's happening Saturday, July 12th, 2025, so it's a one-day event, packed, I imagine,
Ah,
and it's being held at the University of Illinois Chicago.
okay. And who's expected to be there? Is it just administrators or?
All right. No, the sources are pretty clear. It's for the people actually, making this stuff. Faculty, staff, the tech specialists who support it, communicators, basically anyone involved in campus audio and digital media.
Got it. And it sounds like it's not just a small gathering, judging by the numbers and the material we have.
Yeah, that's what's kind of striking for a first event. The sources mention over 15 sessions
15. Wow.
and more than 40 presenters,
Yeah.
plus participation from, I think it said, over 25 different institutions. They list some big names, too, like Purdue, Stanford, Penn State.
That definitely signals some real momentum right from the start.
Yay.
But let's dig into the content, the sessions, the speakers. That's where the real value is, right? The keynote sounds interesting.
Absolutely. Sources point to Matt Abrahams. He's teaches at Stanford's Business School and hosts that podcast, Think Fast, Talk Smart.
Oh, right. I know that one.
Yeah. And his session, based on the material, is focused on like strategic communication, how to be clear, how to engage your audience effectively in audio, getting practical tactics, really.
Which is crucial. Anyone creating content needs that. And there was something about Purdue that caught my eye in the sources.
Yes, the Purdue University team. Kate Young and Maria Welch, their session title is great. Podcasting, social media, and video. Oh my. And they're apparently sharing the, quote, formula behind their show, This is Purdue, which is often cited as a top university podcast.
The formula. So the nuts and bolts.
Exactly. The sources say they'll cover things like integrating social media, video strategy, how to optimize content so it works everywhere, basically building a whole multimedia approach around the podcast.
That sounds incredibly useful, like really actionable stuff. And wasn't there a podcast Hall of Famer mentioned too?
Dave Jackson. The material notes he's helped launch hundreds of shows.
Wow.
His session is about practical guidance for launching or maybe relaunching a show, specifically thinking about university budgets.
The budget constraint, always key.
Right. So cost-effective production, using YouTube effectively, strategies for making it sustainable, long-term, pragmatic stuff.
Makes sense. And there was one more about scaling up. A whole network.
Yeah, from Lansing Community College, Ed Lowry and Lane Ingram. Their session is called From 5 to 30, Growing a Podcast Network.
5 to 30 shows. How they manage that.
Well, that's what the session's about. The sources highlight how they did it, fostering collaboration, encouraging people, getting that crucial buy-in across different departments. It's like a blueprint for building that internal support system for audio.
Okay, so lots of practical takeaways. If you're someone in higher ed thinking about this,
Yeah.
the sources seem to list some core reasons to go.
Yeah, they frame them as benefits. One is, joining the leading edge, being part of this growing movement. Networking is another big one, meeting peers doing similar things.
So connecting with others.
And then, crucially, getting those practical tools and strategies you can actually use back on campus. And finally, sort of staying competitive, keeping your institution relevant in how it communicates digitally.
Those all sound like real needs, and if people want more info.
The sources point to a website, higheredpodcon.com.
HigherEdPodcon.com. Got it. So let's zoom out. What does this conference really signify happening now?
Well, it feels like more than just another conference. It suggests a kind of coming of age for podcasting in higher ed. It's becoming a recognized field, not just a side project anymore. There's a community forming, looking to share best practices. It marks a certain maturity.
And why does this matter to you listening? I think it shows how universities are actively exploring these really powerful ways to connect, to share knowledge, tell their stories, using audio to reach people in new ways.
Which does make you wonder if this is just the beginning of a focused movement, What could the future of education, communication, connection, what could it sound like if more places really lean into this kind of digital audio storytelling? Gives you something to think about.